We are going to start our lecture. If you remember, in the previous classes, we talked about statement of work, and we said it is a document. It's a document from the client to the contractor, or from the contractor to the supplier, showing all the things required. We said things like scope, things like aim, things like payment schedules. All of these are very important to be known. And after that, we have talked about the delivery systems or delivery methods. And we have learned that we have three main delivery methods that we have taken, although that there are many as well. We have taken three methods, which are design, bid, build. We have taken construction management at risk. And then finally, we have taken design, build. And we learned how to compare between these methodologies in terms of cost, time, and risk. Nevertheless, we have taken an additional method, okay, in which we have learned the concept of build, operate, and transfer. And we said it's good for the investment sector and the governmental sector as well. And then after, we have taken payment methods. And we talked that there are different payment methods which can be used for different types of projects. We have taken fixed price, cost plus contracts, and then your extra mark question was related to unit pricing and time and material contracts. Okay. Today we are going to learn how to fully formulate a contract. Means how to make full contract now. You can see whatever we have done, statement of work is a single part of a contract. Choosing the delivery system, choosing the payment method will help you in making your contract. But till now, we didn't make the full contract. Okay. So once again, contract formation is related to how to make the contract. So if we go and see in the contract formation, the first thing that we need to have in the contract is to have the statement of work that we have talked about earlier. So after having the statement of work, after having statement of work, normally we'll go and choose the suitable payment method and the suitable delivery system. Okay, which I need to keep in mind according to that particular project. After choosing the statement of work and choosing the appropriate or the most appropriate delivery system, the most appropriate payment method, we go to the methodology. Now we have three methodologies which are represented by RFI, RFQ, and then RFB. So the first one is request for information. The second one is request for quotation. And the third one is request for proposal. Okay, request for information, that's RFI. Request for quotation, that is RFQ. And then request for proposal, that is RFB. Now, when I say for you quotation, what do I mean exactly? When I say for you quotation, what do I refer to? Anybody knows? When I talk about quotations, anybody knows what's the meaning of quotations? Okay. Now, can you check if it's appearing? Okay. So what's the meaning of quotation? Quotation. Anybody knows what's the meaning of quotation? Any person knows what's the meaning of quotation? Okay, so as Siham said, so whenever we are asking for quotation, mainly we are asking for the prices. It's like we are asking for the prices or the offers. Okay, once again, when I say request for quotations, when I say request for quotations, mainly we are asking for the prices. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example to differentiate request for information, request for quotation, and then request for proposal. Okay. Let's say that I have a printer. Okay, let's say that I have a printer, and my project is to supply the ink or cartridge to that particular printer. Okay, so once again, I have printers. Okay, different types of printers, and my project is to supply, or my project is to have inks or cartridge inside these particular printers. Now, what's the first thing that normally you do? Let's say that I have a printer and I want to have the ink or cartridge. What's the first thing that we normally do? Once again, I have a printer and I want to have, or uh, I want to have the ink or cartridge for this particular printer. Now, what's the first thing that normally you do? Now, if you don't have information about the type of, if you don't know which, if you don't know which ink to be used, okay, checking the prices from the different locations. Now, before checking the prices, first thing you should ask yourself whether I know which ink to be used or which cartridge to be used for this particular printer or not. Now, if I know the information, if I know which ink or cartridge to be used, then directly I'll go and ask for the prices. Now, if you don't know, will you go and ask for the prices? Will you go and ask for the prices for a cartridge that you don't know which type? Okay, so it goes in sequence. Okay, so it goes in sequence. The first step is requesting for information. If I have already the information, then I don't need the first step. I'll go for the second step. The second step is called request for quotation, where now I know which type of uh, which type of cartridge to be used. So directly I'm going to ask the suppliers for the prices. So now we learned what's the meaning of request for information. Request for information is normally used when we don't have a clear picture about the thing that we are trying to do. Okay, so if we don't have information, we will go and request for more information. Okay, Now, if I request for more information, is it necessary that I'm going to purchase from that person? Once again, if I'm going to request for information, is it necessary that I'm going to purchase from him? If I ask the supplier the information about this particular printer, which cartridge or which ink is to be used, is it binding? Am I forced to go and purchase from him if I use request for information? Okay, so once again, the methodology of request for information, we are asking for information if it's not available with you. And in this method, there is no actual binding, there is no contract between me and the other person. I'm only asking for information. Now, let's say that I already know the type of ink or cartridge to be used. The next step is to go and contact these suppliers for this particular cartridge, that we want this particular cartridge. Now we have two scenarios. Scenario number one, where you will ask them only for the prices and you will install the cartridge yourself. Scenario number two, you will ask them to provide you the cartridge and install it themselves. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that there are two scenarios? Scenario number one, that they will be bringing the cartridge and I'll pay for them. I'm going to install it myself. Or the second scenario, where they will be bringing the cartridge and then they will install it themselves. Now the difference between them is whether I know how to do the installation or not. Now if I know how to do the installation, will I go and ask any person to do the installation for me? If I know how to do the installation, okay, I wouldn't require a person to go to do the installation for me. So I'll be only asking for the prices. Okay, I'll be asking only for the prices of the cartridge. I don't need something more. Now, when you go and ask for quotations, or when you ask for prices, is it necessary that I'm going to purchase from them? If I ask the supplier for his prices for this particular product, is it necessary that I'm going to purchase from him? Okay, so it's not required once again. So request for quotation, we call it as non-binding. Okay, we call it as non-binding. Non-binding means whatever we dealt with, it's not considered as a contract. We don't have a contract between us. Okay, the same with request for information. We are only searching for information. In quotation, we are searching for prices. The last option is wherever that I ask for the cartridge, but I don't know how to install it. Or request for quotation. Okay, in request for quotation, we are asking them only for the prices and we'll install it ourselves. Request for proposal, we are asking them to provide a full solution. A full solution means providing the prices, installing the cartridge as well. Okay. Now, if you are asking them to provide you a full solution and they came up with a full plan and they come up to your place, are you binded to purchase or buy from them? Once again, you have asked them to provide you a solution. They came up with a solution, and then they came up to your place. Okay, they came up to your place. Okay, now are you binded to purchase from them? Okay. Okay. So you can see, as long as they have given you, as long as they have given you the full plan, and then they came, at that time you are binded to purchase from them. Okay, you are binded to purchase from them. It's like you are asking a person. Okay, you are asking a person, I have ordered from you a TV, and the person is bringing for you the TV at your home, and you are saying now, no, I don't want it. It does not go in that way. You have already ordered. Okay. So once again, request request for information. We are only seeking or searching for information. Request for quotation. We already know the information. We are asking only for the prices. Request for proposal. Okay. We are asking for the prices plus the work that you need to do. Okay. And in most of the construction we use mainly, if we are talking about client and contractor, we use request for proposal, where the contractor is going to do the whole thing. Okay, so once again, between the client and the contractor, normally we use request for proposal, where the contractor is going to do the whole job. Okay, it's not only the materials that he will bring. Now, when it comes to request for quotation, this is the relationship between the contractor and the supplier. The contractor will be asking for materials. In most of the scenarios, the supplier will only bring you materials. He will not work with the materials. Okay. So once again, the fundamental, are you going to search for information, or only you need the prices, or you need the person to come with the prices and the solution for you? Solution means you are going to do it. Okay. And the other thing that we need to know, when we talk about request for information, request for quotation, both of them are non-binding. Means I'm not required to go and pay for the other person. Okay. If I receive the request for quotation, it does not mean that I'm going to have a deal with you. But if we are going to go for request for proposal, then in request for proposal, it can be binding. Okay. When I say binding, it means you should be going and purchasing from them. Are we clear about request for information, request for quotation, and request for proposal? So once again, in construction, if you are talking about the relationship between the client and the contractor, we talk about request for proposal. Okay. The client is going to ask the contractor that I want you to build for me this particular room. Whatever is the thing, the contractor is going to provide you with a full solution. Okay, at that time you are binded to pay. Now, when we talk about the relationship between the contractor and the supplier, the contractor will be asking the supplier first, do you have these particular materials? If you have them, how much their prices? Okay, so the contractor here is asking the suppliers for request for, he is asking them for the prices or quotations. Okay, so it depends on which type or which scenario that you are talking about, and that scenario you need to know whether you are going for request for information or request for quotation and request for proposal. These three terminologies are used a lot in the industry, so you should know them. Okay, now after we had our statement of work, after choosing the most accurate or the most optimum payment method and delivery system. And we knew which type of methodology that we are going to choose, whether we are going for quotation only or we are going to go for a full solution. Okay, no, normally not RFI, but RFQ or RFP. Okay, so we decided which one to go for. It comes to the process of contract awarding. Now you can see whatever we have done till now, we didn't sign any agreement, we didn't sign any contract with the other person. Okay, we didn't sign any contract with the other person. We prepared our statement of work. We prepared the delivery system, the payment method, which methodology that we are going to go and use or we require. And then the next step is going to go for the contract awarding. Now, let's say that if I want to award the contract, if I want to give a contract to another person, what's the first thing that we normally do? Once again, let's say that I have a house. Okay, I have prepared my drawings and everything. Okay, what's the first thing that we normally do? First thing that we normally do. Okay. No, after you have chosen already, after you have chosen your methodologies, already you have chosen your methodology. I'm going to ask for a request for quotation. Okay. Now, what's the first thing that you need to do when you start the process of contract awarding? Now, the first process is, we call it advertisement. Do we need to advertise that we have this particular project? Do we need to advertise that we are having this particular project, so the others are going to bid, or they are going to give their offers? Do we need to advertise? And once again, in advertisement, we have three categories. We have small projects, we have medium to large, and then we have mega projects. Okay, we have three categories in advertisement. We have small ones, medium and large, and then we have mega. Now, when we talk about small projects, it's like if I'm doing my own house, if I'm doing my own house, do I need to have advertisement? Do I need to go and do advertisement if it's a small building? Or directly I'll be taking my drawings to the contractors? Okay. So the way of advertisement for small project is me only going to the different contractors, giving them the drawings so they can give me their offers. Do you agree? Okay. Now when we talk about when we talk about the medium and large, okay, when we talk about medium and large, normally do we search for more options? For small projects, having certain number of options is going to be fine, right? For small projects, okay, for small project, normally having small number of options will be fine. Now, when you talk about medium and large, you try to search for more options. Okay, you need to search more, right? So if I'm going to search more, will I go to the contractor one by one, or will I advertise? Will you go to the contractor one by one, or you will advertise? Okay, so you will go and advertise, and normally we advertise in the newspapers. Okay, normally we go and advertise in the newspaper, or we go and advertise these type of project in something called tender board. Anybody knows what's the meaning of tender board? Tender board. Tender board is tender board, as Azan said, in Oman. In Oman, uh, the responsible authority for evaluating the offers is whatever we call it as tender board or مجلس المناقصات. Okay, مجلس المناقصات. Do not try to translate the names directly. Okay. Tender board is مجلس المناقصات. Okay, so you can go and search for the say tender board. So tender board Oman. Okay, so you can see here. This is the tender board where they are offering. Okay, they are putting the, say for example, you can see that the tender board is awarding 15 million project to build hospital in Al Mazyoun. Okay, so once again, whatever projects or whatever tenders or whatever projects are going to be happening, they will be advertised in the tender board or the newspaper. Are we okay? And why we are doing so? We are doing so to ensure that we are going to have more number of companies. Okay, not only the companies that I know. Okay, now if it's mega projects, like for example, a huge mall or let's say an airport or a metro, huge projects, normally we go for not tender board, not newspaper, we go for conference. Do you agree? Okay, so they will be coming. Okay, they will be doing a conference where they are going to meet with the media, and then they will be talking about the project. Okay, so once again, the first thing that we need to do is going to be advertisement. And we said advertisement will go different according to the scale or the size of the project. We can go to the tender board, we can go and have conference, or we can directly go and deal with submitting my drawings to the different contractors if the project is small. Okay. Now let's say that we have advertised that the project that we are going to do this project on the 11th of November. And I said in the advertisement, whether it's newspaper, tender board, conference, we need to give them more details so they can bid, right? Do we need to give them more details, or we need to tell them only the name of the project? Do we need to give them details, drawings, so they can bid or they can give their offers, or it's not necessary? You require, right? We require to give them the drawings, the information, where is it going to be located, all the necessary information so I can give you my offer. Otherwise, I cannot offer you anything. Okay. Okay. So normally when it comes to advertisement, there is purchasing of documents. Okay. So normally, if you go to the newspaper, you will see that they are advertising for this particular project, and they will tell you if you want to bid, you need to go and purchase the documents. Okay, these documents are going to be for a certain amount of money, and this amount of money is not going to be returned back. If you want to come and bid, you need to go and purchase these particular documents because they are going to be having all the details required. Are we okay? So once again, whenever we advertise, okay, we tell, let's say you can go and purchase the documents, for example, till 18th of till 18th of uh, till 18th of November. After that, you cannot purchase. If you don't purchase the details, it means that there is no way for you to bid because you don't know what's inside. What are the requirements they require? Okay, so after we have shown the purchasing of documents, we come to the second point where we call it as start to receive bids. Okay. Okay, we are going to start to receive the bids. And when we are going to start receiving the bids? We'll be receiving the bids the day after this day or on the same day. So we are going to we can start receiving the bids from bids means offers. We are going to receive the offers from 18th of November. And we said that the last time deadline of receiving bids is going to go, for example, 18th of December. Okay, 18th of December. So I can start giving my offer from 18th of November to 18th of December. And this process is called as bidding period. Okay, this process is called as bidding period. Okay. Now, inside the bidding period, I have received the first company offer, company number 1. They offered me 18,000. And then company number 2, they have offered me 75,000. Company number 3, okay, they offered me 19,500. Company number 3. Okay. And once again, I have received 3 offers from the 3 different companies. Company number 1, 18,000. Company number 2, 75,000. Or let's keep them a little bit close to highlight the idea. Let's say that this is 30,000. And this is, let's say, 22,000. Okay, 22,000. So once again, we have received 3 offers. Company number 1, 18,000. Company number 2, 30,000. Company number 3, 22,000. And we have received these I have received this on the 20th of November. I have received this one in the 1st of December. And I have received this one on the, let's say, 10th of December. Now, if I ask you which company you will be giving a contract, you will be choosing which company? Okay, people are going to choose the lowest one. Okay, people are going to choose the lowest one. The lowest one is company number one. Okay, company number one, right? The lowest one is going to be company number one. That's the best offer. The best offer. Company number one is saying for me that I'll do the work for you for 18,000 only. Okay. Now, can company number three resubmit the bid for, let's say, 17,500 on the 17th of December? Is it possible? Are you able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what do you think? Is it possible for company number three to resubmit the bid? Some are saying yes, some are saying no. Are they allowed to resubmit their bid? Okay. So I'll just give you an example. And then based on the example, we are going to decide. Okay, based on the example, we are going to decide. So I told you that we are talking about an exam. Okay, so you were in an exam. The exam was for 1 hour. Okay, the exam was for 1 hour. You have finished your exam. You solved your exam in 30 minutes. Okay, so once again, the exam duration is 1 hour. You have finished it in half an hour. And you returned back to your chair. You sat in your chair. Okay, you didn't go outside. You didn't talk to any person. You returned back sitting in your chair. After 5 minutes, you remembered that you have done a mistake. Are you allowed to ask for your paper? If still the time is there? Once again, once again, once again, listen to the question carefully. Once again, listen to the question carefully and then answer. Now, I have all the students in the class. One of the students have finished the exam in half an hour. And he returned back to his chair. He sat in his chair without talking to any person, without doing anything. Time is still there. Does he have the right to have his paper back? Okay. The logic says as long as he didn't go outside, he didn't cheat, still time is there, then he can have his paper back. It's his right. The time is not yet finished. Do you agree? Okay, the same thing. The same thing goes here. As long as the time is not yet finished, company number 1 or company number 2 or company number 3, they can resubmit at any time within the bidding period. Am I allowed to ask for my paper if the time is finished? Am I allowed to ask for my paper and modify on it after the time is finished? Okay. You are not allowed to rebid or resubmit your bid after your exam. Okay. And the same thing here. You are not allowed to resubmit your bid after your bidding period. Now, am I allowed to do small changes after the exam has finished? Am I allowed to do some small changes which are not affecting the solutions? Once again, am I allowed to do certain changes which are not affecting my solutions after the exam finished? Like for example, I forgot to write my name. I forgot to write my name in the paper. After the exam, can I write my name? Is it changing your solution? Writing your name, is it changing your solution? Okay, so writing my name is not going to be changing my solution. The same thing, you need to understand here. As a company, I can go and rebid at any time within the bidding period. Once again, as a company, I can go and rebid at any time within the bidding period. If the time finished, I cannot rebid once again, or I cannot bid. But if there are small changes which are not affecting your offers, uh, they are not affecting your offer, then they are okay to go, provided that they are not going to change your offer. Are we fine? Okay. Now, when you receive these offers, do you think you will know the prices at that day? I mean, if I have received the offer of company number 1 on the 20th of November, will I know the value at that day, or will keep it till the end without opening it? Do we open the bids? Do we open the bids before whenever we receive the offer? Do we open it, or we need to keep everything over there? Why do we need to keep them, Amr? What's the reason? I do agree that we need to keep them. We shouldn't be opening the offers. We shouldn't know how much is the value. We only open, normally they will come sealed. They will come in a folder sealed. Okay, sealed means closed, it's not open. Nobody is going to open these envelopes. They'll be opened only in something called bid opening or bids opening. And this will happen only after the deadline. So let us say 19 to avoid the morning and evening. Okay. So as Amr said, okay, as Amr said, if you keep opening the offers one by one, whenever you receive them, there is a huge chance that this particular price will go to the other company, and the other company, like whatever has happened here, company number 3 will go and rebid once again on something which is lesser than the first offer. Okay, so once again, to avoid any cheating, we are not going to open the envelopes, we are not going to open the offers. Whenever we receive them, we are going to open them at one time, all of them. Why we are doing so? If we keep opening the offers and we see the value, there might be a leakage of the prices. This price can go to the other company. The other company will know that company number 1 have bid or has bid 18,000, bid something which is lesser. I'll go and bid 17,900, and I'm going to win this particular bid. Are we clear? Are we clear why not to open the bids whenever we receive them? We only open the bids, or we only open the offers after everything has finished. So there is no way of having companies cheating on the other companies. Okay, now we have received the bids. We have received now, according to us, we have received 3 bids. Company number 1, company number 2, company number 3. Okay, and let's say that the offers. Okay, I'm giving you now a different scenario. I'm giving you a different scenario. Let's say that this company number 1 have bid 50,000. Okay, so I just gave you the example of resubmission, so you will understand whether resubmission is allowed within the period or it's not allowed. Okay, so I'm going to give you now another example where it will explain another point. So company number 2 have bid, for example, 15,000. Company number 3 have bid, for example, 55,000. Now you'll go for which company? You'll go for which company? Company number 2, company number 1, company number 3. Can you tell me, for those who have answered, can you tell me why 1, why 2? Can you help me here? Okay. So some are saying company number 1, some are saying company number 2, some are saying company number 3. Nobody has said 3. Okay. Now, how to say? If you see in this particular example, you will see that there is an issue. Actually, there is an issue with company number 2. Company number 2 price is too less compared to the other offers. Do you think that it is possible to have very huge difference compared to the others, or do you think that there is a problem? When you have seen the numbers, do you think it's okay to have, I mean, is it logical to have very huge differences? Is it logical? Do you think? No. Okay. Now, how to say, okay, how to say whether this 15,000 is a good value or a bad value? For me, how to know whether 15,000 is really having an issue or not? Compared to others of what? Maybe the others have given high prices. Maybe he was not giving lower price. Maybe his price was correct, but the others were giving high prices. Depending on the work, depending on the project. And when we say depending on the work, depending on the project, these are huge terms, huge things. Now, to keep it simple, these offers have been done by whom? These offers have been done by whom? Can I say that these are contractor estimate? Can I say that these are contractor estimates? These are the estimate or the offers given by the different contractors. Now, if I want to see whether the 15,000 is okay or not, I need to compare it with something called owner or owner representative estimate. Those who are from civil, you should have studied these in estimation, I believe. Okay. Now we have contractor estimate and then we have the owner estimate. If the owner estimate or the owner representative estimate, which is a consultant, if the consultant is telling you that the estimate approximately is around 20,000, well, option number 2 is going to be okay now. You will see that your company number 2 offer is close to your owner estimate. Your reference is always the owner estimate, because you know, I mean, you have done, or somebody who is representing you is the person who have done the estimate. So you are depending on that estimate. Now, if the owner estimate, was 48,000, do you think company number 2 offer is logical? Okay, then company number 2 offer is not logical, right? It's very huge. Okay, once again, it's very huge compared to the owner estimate. Okay, so once again, the lowest offer is not always going to be good. Do you agree? Do you agree that the lowest offer is not always going to be good? Okay. Now, if you go and see the advertisement in newspaper, if you spare some time today or tomorrow to go and see the offer, I mean to go and see the projects or the advertisement in the newspaper, you will see a small note at the end saying that it's not necessary that we are going to choose the lowest price. They are keeping it clear from the beginning. It's not necessary I'm going to take the lowest price. Now, what will happen? What will happen if you have taken the 15,000? If the owner estimate was 48, but I have taken the offer of 15,000, what will happen? Do you think that he can finish the project completely without a problem, or he will stop at a certain time? Do you think that he can finish the project completely, or you think that he will stop at a certain time and the money is already finished? Now he will stop at a certain time because eventually 15,000 is not sufficient to complete the project. Now, if he stop, what will you do as a client? If he stops, what will you do as a client? Option number one, you can pay him extra amount of money so he will continue and finish your project. Option number two is to take him out of the project and find somebody else to go and do the project once again for a higher price. Do you agree? Okay, so in both scenarios, you are being in a problem because actually you have picked the lowest price. Okay, because you have picked the lower price without cross-checking it with your estimate. Okay, he can easily say for you, I don't have money to complete the project and I cannot do anything. And then the affected person is going to be the client. So that's why in Oman, we don't depend only on the money. Okay, we don't depend only on the money. We go to a process. Okay, we go to a process called bids evaluation. Okay, so after we receive the offers, we go to a step called bids evaluation. Now, in bid evaluation, we have two categories. We have category number one, that is called technical evaluation. Category number one, or category number two, we call it as financial evaluation. Okay. So when we say bids evaluation, we are referring to financial technical evaluation. Are we okay? Are we fine? Okay. And normally 60% will go for technical, 40% will go for financial. Okay. 60% will go for the technical, 40% will go for the financial. Now for the technical, we have learned that our owner estimate, the owner estimate is 48,000. Okay, 48,000. This is my owner estimate. So normally how we are going to give the rating here, normally we say like any company within plus 10% or minus 10% of the plus 10% or minus 10% is going to get 10 out of 10 in the financial. Are we fine? Means if we are talking about 48,000 multiplied by 1.1, 52. So we have 52,800, and then we have minus 10%, so 48,000 multiplied by 0.9. So if you are in the range, if you are in the range of 52,800 to 43,200, you are going to get 10 out of 10. And after that, once again, you will take minus 20% and you will take plus 20%. Once again, we'll go 48,000 multiplied by 0.8. If you are in the range of 43,200 to 38,200, you will be getting 8 out of 10. Is it clear whatever we are trying to illustrate here? Once again, these percentages, 10%, 20%, they vary from one entity to another entity. Either they go by percentage or they go by value. Okay, so if you are more by 2,000 or less by 2,000, that can be used as well. But is it clear the fundamental? The fundamental, is it clear? Okay, the fundamental, is it clear? We are comparing the offers. We are comparing the offers. Okay, once again, we are comparing the offers with the owner estimate. The closer offers to the owner estimate will get higher value. The one which are far will get lesser value. Okay. So if you see here, according to whatever we have done, according to whatever calculation we have done, 52, 43, you will see that company number 1 is going to get 10 out of 10 in the financial evaluation, because that 50 is between 43 and 52. Company number 2 is beyond 52, so they will be getting 8 out of 10, and it goes on. Okay, this is only for the financial part. Okay, this is only for the financial part. For the technical part, we look normally for certain things as well. Now, if you are being the government, and your project, for example, was a road, is it important for you that the company who has offered the bid over here, they have projects in roads, or is it not important? Once again, my project that I'm trying to do now is a road. Is it important that the contractor should have some experience in road, or it's fine that he has done only buildings? Okay, so one of the things that I'll be looking at is previous similar projects. Okay, and they will have a certain value. Once again, they will have a certain value, for example, according to the importance. Okay, 2, and then other than that, what do we have else? Okay, what else that you need to take into consideration? What else? Is it important to take? Is it important? You cannot hear me? You cannot hear me? Okay, so what else will be taken into account? What else will be taken into account? Yeah, I stopped for a certain moment waiting for your answers. That's why I didn't do. Okay. So shall we take health and safety record? Will you consider companies who are having previous injuries records, previous death cases, or will you pick a company who is having less accidents, less incidents? Okay. Do we need to take into account the experience? Do we need to take into account the experience? The experience of the staff or the engineers working in that particular company. I have two companies. Company number one is having 20 engineers. Company number two is having only one engineer. You will give your project to whom? Okay, so that's once again, all of these, okay, all of these are important for the technical evaluation. Okay. What about the reputation of the company? Reputation of the company. Okay. So reputation of the company. How good is the company in the market? If it has a good reputation or a bad reputation. All the customers are saying bad things about reputation, sum'ah. Okay. So how it's in the society, how the people are feeling about it in the society. If it's good, then a lot of people are going to say good things about it. If it's bad already, then from the beginning, why would I go and give it a project? Other than reputation, other than reputation, can I say Omanization? As a government, for example, will you give your project to a company who is having more Omanis or less Omanis? More Omanis. Is it clear now why the companies are fighting to register the Omanis even if they are not working? They will keep saying, we will give you 150. You go and sit in your home. Because of the Omanization, actually, they are getting more projects whenever they are having more Omanis. Are we clear? Okay, are we clear? Okay. So after we finish, from BITS evaluation, once again, these information you will not get them in books. Okay, these information are from practical experience. Okay, so 5 is bid evaluation. Now after we have finished the bids evaluation, we are going to go for whatever we call it as contract administration. And I'm going to stop here because I have stopped with the other section here. Okay, so contract administration. Now, after we have done the financial technical evaluation, and it appears the result. Now, the result of the technical and financial evaluation. For example, company number 1, they have got in the technical, they have got 7. In the financial, for example, they have got 10. Company number 2, they have got in the technical. In the technical, they have got 10. In the financial, they got 2 because their offer was too less. Okay. Company number 3, or let's say this will not be reasonable for our company. Let's say that for the technical, they have got 5. Company number 3, they have got for the technical, they have got 10. And then for the financial, they have got 8. Now, which company is going to be winning this project? Okay. Now, can you hear me? Now? Okay. So once again, we have got 17 out of 20. 17 out of 20 for the first company, 7 out of 20 for the second one. Third one have got 18 out of 20. So the winning company is going to be company number 3. Okay, the winning company is going to be company number 3. Is it clear? So it's not always going to be the financial evaluation which will carry the company to win. Now, in this scenario, in most of although the percentage might change from one entity to another entity, but normally the technical evaluation is more important and normally will be given a higher percentage than the financial. Some of the entities are using 60-40, some of them are using 70-30, 65-35, and it goes on. Okay. And some of them are using 50-50, but normally the technical is higher. Now, after we have chosen company number 3 to be winning the contract, now you have done all the evaluation, you have seen their bids, they have done everything. Have you signed any contract previously? Have you signed any contract with company number 3? Or you were only doing the evaluation? Did we sign any contract with any of the companies till now? Did we sign the contract with any of the companies, or they have only done their offers and we checked the offers and then accordingly we have chosen company number 3? Did we sign any contract previously? Okay, we didn't sign any contract. We didn't mention signing of the contract. True that we have chosen the delivery system, we have chosen the payment method, we have done the statement of work, but till now we didn't sign any agreement or any contract between me and the other party. Okay, so when we talk about contract administration, we talk about finalizing and signing the contract. So we have already done the evaluation, we have finished from everything, so the next step is to sign the contract. So when we say contract administration, it means that now it's a time to finalize and sign the contract with company number 3, because they have won the evaluation. Is it clear? Are we clear? Okay, so we have finished today's session. If you have any question, you can ask. If you don't have any question, then you are free to leave. One thing to be taken into account: tomorrow I'm going to tell you when is going to be your test number 2. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to tell you what's going to be your test number 2. It will be no attendance. We need to take only the attendance for 10 times, so not always. Okay. Before you go, or even if you went already, just to show you that these are the things that we are talking about. Okay, these are the things that we have talked about: advertising, contract bidding or negotiation. Okay, and then contract administration. The last thing is contract closure, which we'll talk about in the upcoming class. No further questions? No further questions?